בכבוד.
With your permission. That's recorded?
Yeah.
I mean, you're over here.
No, it's because my phone. I'm using my phone today.
Oh, it's on your phone.
It's video.
With your permission, is the Gaon Vilna says, Sefer Bamidbar is the end of the Torah. Sefer Dvarim was an option. Let Hashem ask Moshe if he would like to say his speech. Then we can have Sefer Dvarim as well. Otherwise, Hashem would spread the halachot in Sefer Dvarim among so-called the four Chumashim. I mean, if you look at it, this is the end. Bamidbar is the end. It's Chazak. On this week's parasha, the Shabbat, it means the end of the Torah, not just end of Bamidbar. Torah is finished. It's like Zot HaBracha that we celebrate the Torah. Really, we should celebrate this week because Matot-Massei, Bamidbar is the end of the Torah. As the Zohar says, Chas Shalom, excuse me. They think the Torah is a story. So the last story in the Torah is the story of two tribes, Reuben and Gad. They came to Moshe and told Moshe, we're not going to Eretz Israel. We're not going to Israel. We have a lot of cattle and we're not moving. We want to stay here. Of course, Moshe's reaction should have been, by the way, why did he come out of Egypt? To stay over here on the east side of Jordan River? What's wrong with you people? She never agreed to anything. What are they going to say? There's no discussion. 3 nights before we left Egypt, 2.4 million Jews said they're not leaving. The whole time, Makat HaChoshech. What's the difference between this and now? Excuse me. What do you mean not going to Israel? What does it mean exactly? What do you have in mind? I don't understand you. Is it Mashiach, Beit HaMikdash? No, you're not going. Moshe is only telling like this. You not going to go to fight? Your brothers will go fighting? And you're going to stay here? So-called Americans called you chickens? That's not the issue. The issue is, I didn't take you out of Egypt. You want, in the desert for 38 years, to stay here. You ought to go to Israel. No. And Moshe blessed them. Moshe said, look, excuse me. "38 years ago was the same episode. What happened? As soon as these 10 spies came back, and they said, Eretz is not for us. And everybody cried. And we didn't go, and Hashem was upset. It's a Tisha B'Av. You going to do the same thing again? Repetition, rehearsal. You poor fathers didn't want to go. You're not going. You know what's going to happen? All I'm Israel will say, we're not going to go. That's not the argument. The argument is that we're here to go to Eretz Israel. That's the argument. But not yes to go to war, not to go to, that's not the problem, going to the war. Besides, it's not a good excuse. Listen, everyone wants to go to Israel and go fight. I'm saying in America. Let them fight the soldiers over there. So Moshe said, what? They're going to go and you're not going to go? Yeah, we're not going, so we'll have to fight. What's the question there? What does Moshe say? The brothers will go fighting and you're not going to go fighting. No, I'm not going to go fighting. You're right, Moshe. Because I'm not going to go with them. Why should I fight? I mean, brother, okay. This is not a complaint. Again, the whole thing around the war, and like Moshe ignored the whole purpose of coming out of Egypt. So the answer, according to Moshe's lecture, Moshe saying, the dialogue, Moshe said, listen, war, you know what? We're going to go to the war. We're going to go to the war, we're going to leave our wives and children and all our cattle and sheep. Excuse me. we're going to leave them over here, and we're going to go and fight. And Moshe said, you know what? If that's the case, okay. No, it's okay, it's not okay. It's not okay. You have a purpose to have Mashiach, but Hamikdash, it's not okay. You didn't come out of Egypt to go and fight for somebody and go back. By the way, everybody will say the same thing. Everybody will say, you know what? We're not going to Israel. We're going to fight. Everybody wants to live there. Patak Baruch. All of them will come back. You don't want to go. How many times did they say they want to go back to Egypt? You don't want to go. Moshe said, yeah, it's so perfect. If that's what you decided, called up Elazar Cohen, when Gadol and Yoshua, Moshe tells them, listen, if they don't want to go, as long as they come and they'll fight, perfect. But perfect, not perfect. Not only that, in the text, when you read the text reads that Moshe already tells them, you got it. You know, they got already this place. In the beginning, Moshe said, well, if they're going to come, they're going to come. No. Perfect. They already got it, they don't have to go. The amazing thing is that Moshe did not even ask Hashem this question. This is a major responsibility to do such a thing. Of course, Moshe is a Navi. But Moshe remembers, 40 years ago, 2.4 million Jews died, Makat Choshev, because they didn't want to go to Israel. What's the difference? Same thing. People had the right not to go to Israel. Where are you going to Israel? Where are you going to sleep on the street? In Tel Aviv, on the street? Tana Markazit? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's a major responsibility to take your family, your children, your wife to Israel. No plane. It's like after the Holocaust. And people said, go to Israel. So where are you going to do Israel? What are you going to do over there? Here, I live over here. I have a store, I have a house. That's the people in Iran. Don't want to live in Iran. They don't live in Iran. What are you going to do? I don't speak the language. Where are you going to sleep? It's a major thing. It's a big responsibility for family. The elderly, old people, young children, small children, babies. What are you going to do with them? What are you going to do with them? Moshe has to ask Hashem this question. Listen, they don't want to go to Israel. So, 2.4 million Jews died in Egypt before we left Egypt because they didn't want to go. And they had a right. They had a right. But, it's time to go, time to go. The same thing over here. What kind of an agreement is this? Torah doesn't say. Let's do Parasha. Not Sofrat came to Moshe, they tell the Moshe a question. Moshe said, you know what? I'll ask Hashem. Okay, ask Hashem. It's not the first time. A few times Moshe asked Hashem what to do. That's a major responsibility. 15% of Israel are not going to Israel. And Moshe said, okay, don't go to Israel. No. I'm saying we're going to go, we're going to be the Marines, we're going to be up front. It means nothing. My question is to you, if you're going to do such a thing, all Am Yisrael will repeat the same thing what happened 40 years ago, 30 years ago. Am Yisrael will hear, listen, they got the women, don't go to Israel? I don't go to Israel either. But in the hell, where am I going to sleep over there? I'm going to fight over there? There's 31 kings waiting for me over there in Israel. 31 kings waiting. The spies described what's going on over there. Walls. The Gemara says the wall of Jericho. The width of the wall was the same as the height. Can you imagine? How thick the wall was? It was impossible. It had to sink in the ground. So you take the people out. You say, okay, we're going to Israel. So where are you going? Going to have 31 kings, millions of going live over there. We're going to fight. I just came from Egypt, another war. I don't need it. I don't want it. But I didn't have it. No, we're going. Hashem said to go, we go. Otherwise, we're going to die. So here, 50%, you're not going. Finished. Torah ends up, finished. Last Torah in the Torah. The last Torah in the Torah, they're left over there. They're not going. Shmoneh Esrei, the last sentence before we say Shalom, we say that sentence. From Tehillim, of course. למען יחלצון ידידיך, הושיע ממך וענני. It's like this, למען. This is like a conclusion of the tefillah. I pray to Hashem. What do you pray to Him? What do you pray to Him? I say, Hashem, I want to tell you something statement. I pray the whole thing, למען for יחלצון ידידיך, so-called us are the friends of Hashem. We're going to so-called be saved. הושיע ימינך, please, הקדוש ברוך הוא, your right hand should help me, וענני, answer me. Then, it's just a shalom. The Zohar says like this. The way the Gemara tells the same thing, but also before you do Shmoneh Esrei, you have to know what you're going to do. This is the first three blessing brachot over there. You have to stand in front of Hashem like you're a slave. You're a slave of Hashem, and you praise Hashem. הקהל הגדול, הגיבור, הנורא, אברהם, יצחק, יעקב, מגן אברהם, מחיי המתים, קהל הקדוש. That's introduction to you. That's how you have to do. If you don't do it, the Gemara says, but the Zohar is very strict. If you let him start, you just wasted your time. But if you feel you're the slave, okay? Then the middle brachot, all the requests that the person has, so you're in front of Hashem. In front of Hashem, and you ask. Comes the Gemara and says, I tell you how important the brachot. שחרית אין ערבית, both. First place say, ברוך אתה השם גאל ישראל. You say, listen, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ברוך השם took us out of Egypt. Baruch Hashem, we are here. Gaal Israel means the past tense. Hashem, you redeemed Am Yisrael. Says the Gemara, in Shmoneh Esrei, the third bracha, we say Baruch Ata Hashem Goel Israel. Goel means present tense. Just a minute ago I said Gaal Israel. Hashem saved. Now Hashem is saving. It means the meaning of Shmoneh Esrei. You see, Goel Israel, it means Hashem, you're doing it right now. It means that's the power of the tefillah. It's happening now. Like this. The person has emunah, says the Zohar. So we ask Hashem something. So Fa'inu, Fashlema, Ofeh Cholei Amo Yisrael. It means now Hashem hears the person. Mevarech Hashanim, now you have the parnasa. Everything is now. Only Yerushalayim, no. You don't say Banita Yerushalayim or will build Yerushalayim. Boneh, right now, keep on going Israel. Yerushalayim will come down. Yerushalayim upstairs. Says the Gemara, says the Zohar, Hashem is waiting to bring Yerushalayim down. Shomei Atfilah means Hashem, you are listening. You are listening right now to me. That's the Kavanah. And then after it says Modim Anachnu Lach, and you are like a slave, say thank you. Thank you for what? For you fulfill what I ask you. You have to believe 100% that whatever you prayed, Hashem heard you, is going to deliver your request. And that's how Shmoneh Esrei is divided for three parts. Again, first part is so-called praising Hashem. Second part, having my request. And third part, I thank Hashem. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing for Shlema. I don't know. I don't know if the business is better. I don't know. Go Israel, what do you mean? Mashiach is here? No. But let's start. After that again, the last sentence before we depart. Osir Shalom means you have to remind, I'm going back after I finish so-called my dialogue with Hashem or with my request. I says, what does it mean? What does it mean? What's the sentence? That sentence is like a stamp. You know Hashem was stood in front of you and requested and everything. It's for that, that's the purpose. L'man, for that reason, that's the sentence. There's a secret in Kabbalah also, what the sentence means, but just on the surface. You know, I mean, say, listen, you should say that sentence, you share it with me. What I have to do, whatever. After all, Yom Kippur, B'ezrat Hashem, Rabbi Yishayahu tells us, listen, what do you think Hashem wants you to do Ta'anit on Yom Kippur? Yeah. Tanit is only a tool to get to a stage that you should be very kind, very merciful, that's all. And there's a list over there. The Rabbi says, chapter 58 in Yeshayahu. Hashem says, do you know what the fast means? Help your brothers. Don't ignore your brother. Make sure you're righteous. Make sure this. And then, keep Shabbat 100%. Enjoy the Shabbat. Asit nagar Hashem. Nashim Shabbat Raglecha. And then the Rabbi says like this. You should know, the goal is, Hashem is going so-called to save your bones. Atzmotecha yachalitz. What does it mean? As well as that, you have to know the truth about your life, about your body. The important thing of your body is just the bones, not the flesh. The flesh, you don't want the flesh. You just want the bones. Mashiach will come, says the Zohar, people will come up with bones. They have a skin on top of the bones, but that's it. They don't need flesh. Flesh, the Mishnah says, is only good for the worms to eat the person. It's not good for you. You got to be as much as you can be skinny, because nothing will have. הרבה בשר מרבה רימה. The more flesh you have, more worms will eat it. The main thing as well is just your bones. The secret about it. It says, Nabi says, Atzmotecha yachalitz. Yachalitz means, of course, save. But it means that Hashem is going to keep it when you get up, and eventually it's going to be Olam Haba. It says, you're not here to see Mashiach. Mashiach is just a tool, and this is just a stop for destination. The person has to pay all his life. And we do it to Mekat Amazon, we do it to Shmoneh Esrei. And so after Mashiach will come, maybe together, maybe to Mikdash, and then לחיי העולם הבא. אחר אמרנו, יזכינו, וקרבנו למתן המשיח, ויש חיי העולם הבא. The goal is עולם הבא. And then you come out with the bones, stay in עולם הבא. That's the goal. Then we created this world with the letter Hey, עולם הבא with the letter Yud, and then you should know that that's the destination. Says the Zohar, says the Gemara, a person can be in Gan Eden thousands of years. But then, one day the dead one will rise. His neshama is going to come out of Gan Eden to join the body. It's going to be Yom Adin HaGadol, the big day of judgment. Big day of judgment. But Hashem is going to judge me. I was in Gan Eden for thousands of years. Hashem is going to judge you. And then, you pass it, you have Olam Haba. That's what we're saying in Valetzion, if you remember. So the main thing, you want to be in Olam Haba. Gan Eden is nothing. You just really go to Florida for vacation. It means nothing. The vacation is over. And then what? It's not a destination. It's destination Olam Haba. So after you keep the mitzvot and your balance sheet is positive, it's going to be Yom Adin HaGadol, the day before. Comes the Torah and tells a story. This is parasha, before the story of Negad of Reuven, it's a story we went for against Midianim. Hashem told us, go fight Midian, destroy Midian. Torah says, Am Yisrael went over there, and they come back, and the officers came to Moshe, says, Moshe, we need a kapara, we need forgiveness. So the Gemara says Moshe was already furious. And said, oh, here we go. What did you do? You went to a war? I said, to tell you what happened. We went to the war, we went to the houses. We killed the men. There were ladies over there. We looked at the ladies. With the ladies, we had sometimes not the right thoughts in our head. And you know, Moshe, this is going to not let us be in the Olam Haba. Matot-Massei says, those officers said, because we looked, we're not going to be exempt from the big day of judgment when you lose Olam Haba by looking. Therefore, please, we need the kapara, we need the teshuva, and here's the donation. We give donation to the Mishkan. Please, Moshe, ask Hashem to forgive us because we want to be in Olam Haba. That's the story that comes just before the story of the guy of Reuven, and they say they don't want to go to Israel. You don't want to go to Israel. You don't want to go to Israel. Israel is just a place of Olam Haba. But you have to know the destination. If you know the destination, it doesn't matter where you live. You can live in America also. It doesn't matter. It's a mitzvah to go to Israel. Yeah, it's a mitzvah. But it's not a mitzvah to go to Israel. Israel is just a place that you go over there because you know over there Mashiach will come, and the Midrash will be, no. All those two things are just preparation for Olam Haba. The main thing is Olam Haba, and the only thing is Olam Haba. Olam הזה דומה לפרוזו פני עולם הבא. So Gemara said, you should know you are just in the corridor, in the hallway. So whatever you do now is you earn a ticket for Olam Haba, that's all. As long as you know that you did everything. The Rebbe didn't even want to go to Israel. He's staying in America. I'm not going. Go visit. I'm not going to visit. It's not so simple to go visit. You know, one of the הראשונים, about 450 years ago, maybe more, was a explanation on the Gemara. It's called Shiltei Giborim. You find it on the leaf, Masechet Shavuot. It's in the Gemara. You open the Gemara, you see in the Gemara. He writes over there like this: Hashem does not want you to come to visit Israel. Hashem said, why do you come? I don't want you. Every time you go to Israel, you think, I hope I don't have to come back. Because if you come and buy two-way tickets and say, for sure, coming back, Hashem said, please don't come, I don't want you. He says, it's not a mitzvah to visit Israel. Every time you go, I say, I hope that's my last time I go, I don't return. But if you say, for sure, I have a business, I have my house, I have this, Hashem said, who asked you to come here? Because it's a sentence for next Shabbat, if Hashem Mashiach won't come. Parashat Barim. Nabi Yeshayahu said, Hashem said, Mi bikesh zot mi'etchem remos chatzerai. Who asked you to come here? What do you mean? I came to see the Kotel. I went up Shum Bayochai, I went to Miron. What's wrong with this? Hashem said, don't come here. I don't come. Why are you coming? I don't want you here. Because again, it's not Israel, it's Olam Haba. It's a mitzvah to go to Israel, yeah. If you want to live over there, yes. But not because you want to live in Israel. Because you want to stay there for Olam Haba. That's the whole reason for Eretz Israel. Because over there it's going to be Olam Haba, that's all. It's not because Israel is Israel. Israel is Israel because it will be Olam Haba, not because Israel is Israel. Happened to me, it's going to be B'tamid, it's going to be Mashiach over there. But again, they're just stages. You go on a stage. One is Mashiach B'tamid, then you go final stage. Destination is Olam Haba, that's all. And that's why the Torah tells us that when they say they don't want to go to Israel, Moshe doesn't say anything. So, how come you not go to Israel? Listen, we are going. I tell you what, Moshe, we have a lot of cattle we don't want over there. We can steal grass. We don't want it. So Moshe said, what? What's going to be with the war? See, Moshe, you don't get it. אנחנו נעבור חלוצים. They say the same word that we finish 18. It's the same word Rabbi Aderet says, the destination of Yom Kippur, and you keep Shabbat, everything is Menon Maba. Atzmotecha Yachalitz, are you going to be, your bones will come out of your grave, you're going to go, you're going to go to Israel if you're not in Israel, and it's going to be Olam Haba. That's what Zohar says. So again, Tisha B'Av is coming, so more, but Hamikdash, you don't get it, it's not with Hamikdash. It's not the people. It's only if you have the concept of Olam Haba, then you fulfill your obligation to Hashem. Hashem did not create us to be when Mashiach will come. Hashem wants us to be in Olam Haba. Hashem did not create us to be in Gan Eden. Gan Eden is only a station. A station. Hashem did not make people to go to die and then to be in Gan Eden. Hashem, all the tzaddikim, all the Abraham, Tzaddik, Yaakov. Hashem, Olam Haba is a destination. So it means Olam Haba. That's the kavanah. And that's what Bnei Gad said to Moshe. Listen, that's what you have in mind. Olam Haba. Stay where you are. Don't have to come to Israel. Stay. Stay on the east side. Because Olam Haba is giving Mashiach will come. I'll go to Israel because I'm Olam Haba. I don't have to go ahead of time. I don't have to go ahead. Well, it's a mitzvah because you don't want to miss. Okay, I heard you. By the way, the Gemara says it's not so simple in our time to move to Eretz Israel. Not so simple. Shvat Yid come to Yerushalayim. The Gemara says Hashem made us swear, don't go over there right now. Don't go. Wait for Mashiach. But that's not Mashiach again. It's just Olam Haba. And that's the secret. Really, the last thing that happened. It's less thing already, but this. Daughter of Slofcha, they're going to get peace of land in Eretz Israel. Torah tells us the whole story. Mechabebot et haaretz elav Yisrael. What do you mean? Because you're in an apartment over there? It means nothing. That's not going to take the apartment with him to Gan Eden. To what in the apartment? But I have a munah that Mashiach can't be Olam Haba. Olam Haba, so I need a house here to wait till Olam Haba. We don't need an apartment anymore. But I have to stay in some place till Olam Haba. So for this, I want a piece of property in Eretz Israel. Because I want to wait over there. I can't wait on the street for Olam Haba. I have a house. But if my destination is Olam Haba, everything is cleared for you. Nothing. You don't have to do nothing. It's also the Shuvah Shalema. Let's do Teshuvah. I did that Teshuvah. Teshuvah I didn't think. What is Yom Kippur, the punchline is Olam Haba. That's what Haftarah is all about. You look like an angel, you wear your white clothing, what is it? What is this? It's Olam Haba. In Olam Haba, you're not going to have Pierre Cardin suit. In Olam Haba, but it's going to have white, nice robe, pants, that's it. Not even a tie. This is because the whole idea is destination. That's a preparation. The Shabbat should be a hug. Should be appearance of Mashiach. Again, not Mashiach, just preparation for Olam Haba. Fulfill Hashem's will. That's our obligation for Hashem. And we have to behave. Because if you don't behave, you're not going to be Olam Haba. So Hashem so-called is bankrupt. So if a person does a sin, it's not a sin, it's not careless. But it means you don't want to be in Olam Haba. Why did I create this world? I created this world for Olam Haba. If you don't behave, you're not going to be Olam Haba. So why did I create this world? Hashem wants to go bankrupt. That's the person's Yeshua. If you didn't know in observation, that's the whole book of Mesilat Yesharim. And Mesilat Yesharim, the book is built on that point that says, listen, the whole idea is Tchilat HaMetim Olam Haba. It says you have to prepare yourself. You learn Musar, you learn what to do. You say, okay, Hashem, you come to the statement. So the Zohar says, at the end of Shmoneh Esrei, you are like a slave, depart. You depart from Hashem. What do you say? See, Hashem, you know what? I ask you. Ask you all the things. Please, Hashem, go Israel. No. I'm in front of Kadosh Baruch Hu because Yechaltzun says Zohar refers to what the Navi says. That word means going to Olam Haba. So it means Hashem, I don't want Refuah Shlema because I want to live here, because I want to live. I don't want to live here. I want to live in Olam Haba. Not to be in Olam Haba, I have to live. Okay, so whatever I ask you, please. And if you have that thing, says as well, then Hashem fulfills it. Automatic, but you have to believe in it. You see, go to Israel, everybody will have it. Mashiach comes on the spot. You say, Mevarech Hashanim, automatic you get the business. If you don't feel well, Ofech Olam Israel, automatically. Because you know the destination. You know why Hashem made you. So that's the whole idea of Shmoneh Esrei. Is not the Zohar says ask Hashem, ask Hashem. The whole idea is at the end. I says I'm a slave. Hashem says Shalom Aleinu. What do you say? יבנה בית המקדש מיד בימינו, עולם הבא, עולם הבא. אני בית המקדש, היום עולם הבא. כל ישראל שלך עולם הבא. זה משנה, אין בדי, זה עולם הבא. כל ישראל יש להם. זה חלק עולם הבא, that's the main thing. The Gemara says, the lady wanted to marry Yosef. In Egypt, Yosef told her, I'm getting to עולם הבא, עולם הבא. Yosef had one thing in your mind, עולם הבא. He says, this time I'm going to marry you. I saw in the star that I was supposed to be your wife. Well, I had a mistake. It was this, it doesn't matter. He says, listen, I can't do anything. You're married and I'm going to lose my olam haba. That's the language Joseph used. That's what you have in your mind. Says the Gemara, this Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov said, Eloki Abraham, Eloki Yitzchak Yaakov. And so what do you say about it? The Gemara, Birkat Hamazon. החמן מברך כל אחד ואחד ביתנו משמע קדוש מברכו רבתי למלך יעקב בכל מכל כל. What do you say? כמה says not to say? את אברהם אבינו יצחק and יעקב, השם let them feel עולם הבא. They felt עולם הבא. זה ברכת המזון. זה 18, יפים אלוקי אברהם. What do you say? What do you say? God of Abraham, God of Yitzchak. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? It's because your grandparents. It means nothing. It says Hashem, opening statement. God of Abraham, God of Yitzchak, you know what? You let Abraham Yitzchak and Yaakov taste Olam Haba. That's the only thing I want. I want to taste Olam Haba. Come to the Gemara says, no, I want to tell you something. Veshim Shabbat Raglecha. Shabbat is main Olam Haba, says the Gemara. On Shabbat you have to feel something. The Zohar says just with the food. Forget about everything. You sit down, the Zohar says, enjoy the food on Shabbat. The enjoyment that you have on Shabbat from the food is 1/60th of the pleasure of Olam Haba. This is Nabi said. He said, Shabbat Raglecha, דבר דבר, don't talk nonsense on Shabbat, don't talk business on Shabbat. Ask it Nagar Hashem. You're going to be close to Hashem. You have the Hashem as a pleasure and preparation for Olam Haba. That's Hashem gave us the Shabbat. The Gemara says. Hashem doesn't care if you keep Shabbat, don't keep Shabbat. But Shabbat is a sign. You want Olam Haba, you don't want Olam Haba. Because Hashem gave you Shabbat to enjoy Shabbat, multiply it 60 times, that's Olam Haba. Okay, you want Olam Haba? Yeah, so how come you don't want Shabbat? As the Rabbi says, there's the preparation of Yom Kippur. It's called Shabbat. Shabbaton, Yom Kippur is called Shabbaton, because Yom Kippur is so-called as stage before Olam Haba. Yom Kippur, you're going to hear the shofar, and the Tamid is going to come, and it's going to be Yom Adin HaGadol. Watch your eyes, watch your holiness and purity, keep the mitzvot. It's going to be automatically Olam Haba. You don't have to wait for nothing. He says, just get to the destination what Hashem had in mind. But Hashem, we have it. Shabbat will be a chag, but Hashem will be in Amen.